Alright, so what's going on YouTube? It's your boy KJ Reaction. Today we about to be reacting to Dragon Ball New Hope Part 5. So if you haven't seen the last parts that I've already reacted to, make sure to go back and watch those. You feel me? I already have Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and Part 4 up at the time that this is posted. So make sure you go back and make sure you check those out. Also, I'm giving a shout out to the creator, Mondo Cool, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe to his channel. If you want to watch that separately, if you want to watch it on your own without any additional dialogue, be sure to check out his YouTube channel. And without further ado, we about to be reacting to part 5 of Dragon Ball New Hope. So subscribe, turn off the notifications, and you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's get it moving for me.
Last time on New Hope. After training in the Room of Spirit and Time for a full year, Goten has finally surpassed Krillen and appears to be well on his way to unlocking Super Saiyan 2. Though, feeling he's hit his full potential.
Me and Goten like the same strength.
And worried Cell will one day return, the comic student approaches Bulma with a controversial request. With school finally out for the day, Goten rushes past a couple of fellow students to get to the arcade. One of the employees knows the child well. He figures he must have gotten grounded from video games, hence his absence. Which is the unfortunate case. His grades are fine, but his mom says he plays too much. The attendant assures his mother is only doing it for his own good. But he should know there's been some changes since the last time he came here. He's lost his first place position in Street Fighter.
Damn!
Dallas, he'll show whoever beat him
Yes,
who the
sir.
real Street
Yes,
Fighter
sir.
champion is. He's taking back
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's a reaction for YouTube, Gene. Come on, bro. John Cena.
And his name is John Cena!
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Alright, what's good, Gene? How you doing, bro?
Changes since the last time he came here. He's lost his first place position in Street Fighter. But he vows he'll show whoever beat him who the real Street Fighter champion is.
Instead of training, homeboys fucking playing arcade games, bro. See, if I had the power up a Super Saiyan on that, I'd be shit. You see this? Bro, I'd be going crazy. Imagine these curly hair turning into. I'd be tough. That's good, Gene. I'm glad you're doing good, bro.
He's taking back that leader position today. In West City, we resume our conversation with Krillen and Bulma. After suggesting he has a request that she may refuse to help with, she laughs it off and tells him to lose that serious face. Why would she refuse to help him? She's his friend. He should know she'd be glad to help. Back at the lookout, she told him when she fixed Android 16 for the Cell games, she got access to all of Dr. Giro's research files. He wants to know if she still has them. She does. She kept everything. But if he's looking to find Cell's weak spots, she already checked and there's nothing about it.
That's unfortunate.
But that's not what he's curious about.
He wants his girl.
He wants her to turn him into an android, as Giro did to 18 and 17.
Wait, what? Hold on, bro. What? Krillen wants to turn into an android? Bro, what the fuck? Plot twist.
She angrily questions if he's lost his mind. There's no way she's doing such a thing. Though he's been thinking about it for a while now. It's no decision he's taken lightly. 17 and 18 were simple humans before they were modified. Just think for 1 second how incredibly strong it'd make him. Probably not strong enough to defeat Cell, but he would be able to push Goten beyond his limits. Bulma doesn't care. Such practices are forbidden. That's precisely the reason why she's a scientist, and Giro was a completely unethical freak.
Bro, let Krillen do it, bro. Krillen is weak as fuck compared to Goten at this point in time. So just let him do it. Let him rock. Let him rock. He just want to rock. Body, yada, yada. Let him get active.
Krillen argues protecting the Earth is way more vital than her scientific ethics. And by the way, where were all these ethics when she made her little plan with that time machine right behind her? Hesitating for a second, she claims that's completely different. Relaxing his arms, Krillen explains he knows this world doesn't mean a thing to her anymore. But think about all those people who fought to rebuild it and live in peace. At the truth is, there isn't a single day where she doesn't curse Dr. Gero and his androids. They're the reason everyone is miserable. And then Krillen comes here asking her to turn him into one of those monsters. But to defeat a monster, sometimes you have to become one. He's prepared for it. Nonetheless, she's going to need some time to think about it.
All she gotta do is make Krillen taller. Make Krillen taller, bro.
It's getting late tonight, so she'll contact him when she reaches a decision. Leaving, he shouts to thank her for everything. However, she hasn't agreed to anything yet. Year 779. A bit of time passes. It took 6 months, but the cellular modification process is complete. It's time to see the result. Nervously, she presses a button to release Krillen from a container. He turns to Bulma to greet her, curious how long he was asleep for. She tells how it was a bit over half a year. His body has now fully accepted the cellular modifications. There should be no chance of rejection. Actually, she expected it to take a bit longer, but his superhuman faculties likely came into play. She questions how he feels, and without the words to express it, he merely mutters, "different." Now that he's an android, Bulma wonders what he plans to do. And of course, he's going to go train. But first, he has to visit an old friend. Zooming across the ocean into an almost tropical cliff, he greets his friend, requesting forgiveness for showing up like this after all these years. But he has a favor to ask. Chaozu, who didn't even feel Krillen
Chaozu!
approaching. But why would he be such a priority at this moment specifically? A bit more time passes, up to a full year. At New Hope High School, Goten goes to open his locker. The thought of Krillen randomly pops into his head. It's been a long time since he's heard from him. An easy problem to solve though. He'll pay him a visit after school today. They haven't seen each other in over a year. First checking Kame house, the boy is surprised to find Roshi hasn't heard from him either. Very odd. It doesn't sound like him to just disappear like this.
That's fact.
Last time the old timer saw him was last year. He mentioned something about pushing his limits, but he doesn't know anything further. Though he tells Goten not to worry, he must be training in some remote place. Either way, it's almost time for the Hermit's aerobic show, so unless Goten wants to stay and watch it with them, but he doesn't. He figures he'll just go home. But it is a bikini special today. However, he's sure. Regardless, he'll come back and see him again soon.
Nose finna start bleeding and shit.
As he flies, he thinks, Krillen is really trying to push his limits? He did say as a human he could barely make progress now, but he wonders what exactly he could be up to. It's been a while since he himself trained. Maybe he should get back to it. Meanwhile, on New Namek, everything seems to be going peacefully, though in the sky.
Sell.
Back on Earth, Dende grabs his head sensing what just happened, while Popo tries to figure out what's going on with the Guardian. He tells how Namek just exploded. He's not sure what caused it, but all his friends, family, he has to tell Krillen. Rushing to the lookout, the God of Earth is amazed by his prompt response. He asks if Cell is the one responsible for this, but he couldn't tell. His divine abilities are not accurate enough to detect from so far away. He merely felt a gigantic cataclysm, then nothing.
Damn.
But if Namek outright disappeared that fast, a natural cause seems unlikely. It may be linked to the Dragon Balls, so everyone needs to be ready. Dende agrees, and as requested earlier, he told Goten to hide his key and meet him here. It should take about an hour. Greeting the boy, he inquires what's going on. Skipping the Namek situation, he only mentions Krillen is in the room of spirit and time waiting for him. Though since he had previously been looking for him, this comes as a pleasant surprise. It was he who requested him here. Again, the Guardian impatiently urges he go see him now.
Damn.
Not understanding time is of the essence. He talks about how Roshi told him Krillen was trying to push his limits. He wants to test himself by fighting today, doesn't he? Beforehand, he wants Dende to change his outfit. He has his clothing capsules with him, but it would be faster with his magic. Either somewhat understanding or simply wanting a new gi, the Guardian once more ushers him to the room. Excited, he's ready to spar. Though can't shake that Dende and Popo didn't seem like their usual selves. And why did he ask him to hide his key if he's only coming here to train? Opening the door, void welcomes him once more. He calls out to Krillen he could have kept in touch if he wanted. Instead of being happy to see his student, he merely states he's been waiting for him. They don't have much time. Fed up with all the mystery, the Saiyan questions why he and Dende are acting all weird. He also is all impatient and stuff, so they need to tell him what's going on. Not
Tell homeboy what's going on, bro.
to mention he just magically reappears when nobody's seen him for a full year. Where's he been this entire time?
Huh?
Without answering his question, Krillen tells him Namek has been destroyed, and they think it's linked to Cell and the Dragon Balls. So does this mean he thinks Cell is going after the Dragon Balls? But it's hard to tell. It is possible that he discovered the existence of Namek set while traveling in space. The Namekians would never let him use them, but they still don't know if he's aware the Earth has Dragon Balls too. The boy begins to tremble at the thought that monster
That bastard!
Cell could be heading towards Earth. Now he understands why he had to hide his key. Cell could have locked onto him and used the instant transmission. Krillen's happy to see they're on the same page and he remembers his training. Like he said, these are only suspicions, but he has a bad feeling. Only Goten has the potential to become strong enough to protect the Earth against Cell. He can spend 2 more years in here. He knows what to do. That's when it hits him. Isn't this the 3rd time Krillen has entered this room? Won't he be stuck in here forever? Though he assures him not to worry. He's a different person now. But Goten doubts that. He laughs. What's he talking about? He doesn't seem to have changed much since the last time they saw each other. A frowny face and a cape don't make you a new person. He tells the kid enough joking. It's time the Saiyan unleashes his full power. He brings up that last month he went to Kame House. Grandpa told him Krillen was undergoing some special training to push his limits. He might be hiding his ki, but he can tell he's gotten stronger. To be honest, he himself didn't practice very much over the last 2 years. But when he learned he was trying to challenge himself, he decided to train again. His mentor is happy to hear this. Goten then quips he's gonna be surprised to see how far he's come in such a short time.
Hold on! Hold on! Super Saiyan 2?
Going Super Saiyan. Krillen
Super
admits
Saiyan.
he's right. He is stronger than the last time they were in here. His student asks if he's impressed. But if he's just being honest, not really. He's more surprised the kid is so proud of so little. If he hadn't neglected his training, he would have reached this level a long time ago. This causes him to snort, as if Krillen is better than him or something. Without stuttering, the teacher reminds he needs greater maturity. And he only sees one way Goten will understand the progress he still needs to make. Knocking him out with a single hit. Krillen ushers him to bed. The boy is still only a teenager. He shouldn't have to fix the mistakes he's not responsible for.
Oh, yeah, look, just it.
Goten will be able to forgive him for putting such responsibility on him. Nevertheless, Goten is not some random teenager. He's Goku's son. Humanity's fate is in his hands. He is the planet's only hope. After teaching him a lesson in humility, Krillen has no problem waltzing out of the room. It appears his new power trumps the preset rules of the chamber, which doesn't surprise the god. He hardly doubted it would pose any issue at all. He's informed Bulma of the situation. She went to gather their friends to bring him here. As planned, the Dragon Balls are activated and ready to be used. Thanking Dende, now all they can do is wait. Leaving us to wonder, have they gathered the
There should be no way Krillen's one-shotting this nigga, bro. Krillen just took a shit on Goten. I'm not gonna lie. Me personally, I would have to get back.
Dragon Balls to revive the
That's just me though.
Z fighters in case Cell does show up? What else could their wish possibly be? Meanwhile, we catch a glimpse of Bulma, Roshi, Puar, Ox, and Chi-Chi all heading to the lookout for safety. Back in the time chamber, Goten finally awakens, though still not recovered from his injury. He's completely amiss how Krillen could knock him out with just one punch. Looking in the bed, it's the capsule box Bulma gave him. If we remember, one of the dino caps is a gravity room, which is perfect. He's got everything he needs to train seriously. He doesn't know how Krillen became so strong, but he's learned his lesson. He's gonna train like never before and push his own limits. And if Cell ever does come back to Earth, he'll make him pay.
Hold him.
And also make Krillen pay for putting him in so much pain. Opening the capsule, it's revealed to likely be the exact same gravity chamber Vegeta trained in, or at least a similar model that Goku used to take to Namek. Walking inside, he takes a close look at the interface. If the boy's correct, Vegeta would train at 400 times Earth's gravity. though he figures himself to be much stronger than the prince, so he's gonna start out at 600. Luckily, his ego doesn't get the better of him and he's able to withstand the difference. While moving at this level of resistance isn't as easy as he thought it would be, it's exactly what he needs. The first time he came here, his aim was to reach and master Super Saiyan. Now that he's done that, he needs to go back to the basics like he did when he first started training with Krillen in the first place. Thanks to this room, he's going to be able to considerably raise his strength and resistance in his base form. This way, he'll be able to push all his limits when transforming.
Word.
Outside, the gang gathers on the lookout. Bulma is seen setting up an array of machinery. She explains how she's placed all her drones in observation mode, and their cameras are connected to all these screens. If something unusual happens on Earth or even in their solar system, they will know. So for now, they play the waiting game. But for some reason, Krillen decides not to re-enter the Room of Spirit in time. Does he believe he's peaked yet again? Or is it possible he just wants to be ready at all times? While inside the room, Goten continues to train as hard as possible. Immediately after waking up and taking care of the morning routine, he's instantly back in the gravity chamber, growing stronger every day. Though unfortunately, it wouldn't be long before our hero's worst fear becomes realized. Cell finds disgust in how much humanity has managed to restore itself in his absence. Not only have they rebuilt their cities, but judging by how many key signatures he senses, they have also repopulated as well. Below, people slowly become aware to the presence of a man floating in the air, while not immediately recognized as the monster who once terrorized this world. Cell has no issue in reminding him who he is.
This nigga's a dickhead. This nigga just spun the block and did the same shit he did the first time. Yo, he's a menace. He's a menace.
With that blast, everyone on the lookout is made aware of the situation. All of their gravest concerns are confirmed simultaneously. Cell destroyed Namek, and now he's returned to Earth. Of course, Chi-Chi and Bulma are confused. Neither can sense energy, and Bulma's drones haven't detected anything. When the machine begins to ring out, there's no longer any question about it. Krillen was right. Cell's back. He's here. Everyone wonders what they're going to do now. Goten hasn't spent a single day in the room yet. Chi-Chi suggests they resurrect Goku or Gohan or they're all gonna be killed. Cool and confident, Krillen presses they not worry. He's gonna hold back Cell until Goten gets out of the chamber. For the rest, he simply tells his friends he's counting on them.
Nigga.
Taking off,
Nigga,
Krillen leaves
is
to
strong
confront
as
Cell
fuck.
by himself. Popo can't believe he's really going alone. But this is the only way to stop him from destroying the planet before Goten's ready. As the air still settles from his attack, Cell smirks. He thinks they were happy to see him. He had forgotten how humans can be so weak. Another
This nigga's an
completely useless
asshole.
species of the universe.
Nigga lucky I'm not there. I would have beaten the fuck out of him already.
Getting the drop on the villain, Cell appears more or less unaffected. He mocks what a less than delicate way to say hello to an old friend. They'll just chalk that up to him being a little emotional in the reunion. Though we must admit, he is rather shocked to see him still alive. He had tried all in vain to sense his miserable keys so he could return to Earth. Nonetheless, if that kick is any example, at least this time around, he's a bit less cowardly. Our hero scowls. How dare he speak of cowardice while he's the one terrorizing and killing people? He's
Word.
the same as he's always been. He knew he would come back here. They already know he destroyed Namek after they refused to let him use the Dragon Balls. This information comes to a bit of a shock to the Fiend. Impressive even. However, it is disappointing his return is not a surprise. Although there is one thing he's wrong about. He couldn't care less about the Dragon Balls. He never intended to use them. However, the existence of such artifacts is a threat he can't afford to ignore. Only strength matters. He won't tolerate that kind of magic. In order to avoid potential mishaps in the future, he decided to annihilate every planet in possession of such wizardry. After Earth, there will only be a single world left in possession of such a creation. The situation turns out to be even worse than Krillen feared.
He knows
Not
that
only
Earth
does Cell
has them.
know of the Dragon Balls on Earth, but would rather do away with the planet itself than risk them ever being used again. Lucky for our
Damn.
heroes, Bulma's drone seemed to pick up on the conversation. Chi screams Cell plans to kill them all. They need to resurrect Goku right now, though the others try to restrain her, urging they trust Krillen for the time being. But will he be able to hold off the bio-android long enough for Goten to finish his training? Even if he does, unless he unlocks Super Saiyan 2, will he even stand a chance? And how much stronger has Cell gotten? And finally, how much more powerful have our heroes gotten in Otherworld? And what was the point of gathering the Dragon Balls, if not to wish them back against their will?
Damn. Alright, YouTube. That was part 5 of Dragon Ball New Hope. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on post notifications if you enjoyed it. Yo, low key, this is getting better and better with each episode. Hopefully, you stick by and watch me as I watch part 6 of Dragon Ball New Hope. If you want to watch the original video, I will link it in the description below. Well, I enjoyed it very much. So if not, if you enjoyed this content, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on post notifications. Make sure you tell a friend to subscribe. It's your boy KJ Reacts. I'm about to be out with this one. Peace.